Stop scrolling. Seriously, don't even look at the screen right now. Just listen to my voice, because what I'm about to share with you is not something you need to see. It's something you need to understand. Most people think money is about what they can see, numbers in a bank account, charts, income, expenses. But the truth is, money is invisible. It's controlled by habits, decisions, and principles that nobody teaches you. And if you can understand these principles, you can completely change your financial life. If you're new here, welcome to Sleek Capital. I'm David, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through 6 powerful rules that can change the way you think about money forever. A few years ago, I realized something that honestly frustrated me. I saw people working incredibly hard, earning decent money, and still struggling financially. At the same time, I saw others with average incomes quietly building real wealth, and it didn't make sense at first. It wasn't about intelligence, it wasn't about working harder, and it definitely wasn't about luck. The difference came down to understanding how money actually works, not the complicated version you see online, but the simple, fundamental version that most people ignore. Once I understood that, everything changed. Let's start with the first principle, what I call the silent loss. This is something that's happening to almost everyone right now, whether they realize it or not. When most people start managing their money, they do what they've been told is right. They open a savings account, set aside money regularly, and feel like they're making progress. And on the surface, it looks like progress. The balance is going up. Everything seems under control. But behind the scenes, something else is happening. That money is losing value, not because you're spending it, but because of inflation. Inflation is simply the increase in prices over time. It means that the same amount of money buys you less in the future than it does today. So if inflation is at 3% and your money is sitting in an account earning 0.5%, you're effectively losing 2.5% every year. That loss doesn't show up as a negative number. It's silent. But over time, it adds up. If you leave money sitting like that for years, you're slowly reducing its purchasing power. And most people never even notice it happening. Now, does that mean saving money is useless? No. Saving is important. It gives you security. It protects you from emergencies. But saving alone is not enough. It doesn't grow your wealth. It just slows down the loss. And that brings us to the second principle, the difference between saving and investing. Most people treat saving and investing like they're the same thing. They're not. Saving is about safety. Investing is about growth. When you save money, you're keeping it in cash or cash-like accounts. It's stable. It's predictable. It's there when you need it. But it doesn't really grow. Investing, on the other hand, is about putting your money into assets that have the potential to increase in value over time. That could be stocks, funds, real estate, or businesses. Think of it like this. Saving is like standing still. You're not going backwards, but you're not really moving forward either. Investing is what actually moves you ahead. It allows your money to work for you instead of just sitting there. And the biggest mistake people make is staying in the saving phase for too long. They wait for the perfect time to start investing, but that perfect time never comes. And while they wait, they lose one of the most valuable things they have, time. And that leads us to the third principle, the power of compounding. This is where everything starts to change. Compounding is when your money begins to grow, and then that growth starts generating more growth. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. At the beginning, it's small. It barely looks like anything is happening. But as it keeps rolling, it gets bigger and faster. Let's say you invest a small amount of money and earn a return on it. The next year, you don't just earn returns on your original investment. You earn returns on the total amount, including the gains from the previous year. And then it keeps building from there. Over time, this creates exponential growth. But here's the key, it takes time. In the early years, the progress feels slow. It's easy to get discouraged. But if you stay consistent and give it enough time, the growth becomes powerful. This is why starting early matters more than starting big. People often think they need a lot of money to invest, but what they really need is time. Even small amounts, invested consistently over a long period, can turn into something significant. The earlier you start, the more time compounding has to work, and once it gains momentum, it becomes incredibly difficult to stop. Now let's talk about something that a lot of people misunderstand: income. Society has trained us to believe that earning more money automatically means you're doing better financially, but that's not always true. You can earn a high income and still struggle if your expenses increase just as fast. This is known as lifestyle inflation. As people earn more, they spend more, and as a result, they never actually build wealth. The number that really matters is not your income, it's your net worth. Your net worth is the difference between what you own and what you owe. It includes your savings, investments, and assets, minus any debts or liabilities. This number gives you a clear picture of your financial position. It tells you whether you're actually making progress or just maintaining a lifestyle. When you shift your focus from income to net worth, your behavior changes. You start thinking long term. You become more intentional with your spending, and you begin to prioritize building assets instead of just increasing income. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how much money comes in, it's about how much you keep and grow. Now let's move to the fifth principle: understanding debt. Debt is one of the most misunderstood concepts in personal finance. Most people see it as something negative, something to avoid at all costs. And while that's true for certain types of debt, it's not the full picture. There are two types of debt: bad debt and strategic debt. Bad debt is high interest and used for things that don't hold value. Credit cards, payday loans, unnecessary purchases, these are all examples. This type of debt works against you. It grows faster than your money, and it becomes a burden over time. Strategic debt, on the other hand, is used differently. It's used to acquire assets or opportunities that have the potential to grow or generate income. This could include things like investing in a business, purchasing property, or funding something that increases your earning potential. The key difference is that strategic debt is used with a plan. It's calculated. It's controlled. The goal is not to avoid debt completely, but to understand it. When used incorrectly, it can hold you back, but when used wisely, it can help you move forward faster. And that's the difference between people who struggle with money and those who use it as a tool. Finally, we have the sixth principle: taxes. Taxes are one of the biggest factors affecting your income, yet most people don't fully understand them. When you earn money, a portion of it is taken before you even get to use it, and for many people, that's where the conversation ends. They accept it without questioning whether they could be keeping more. But the reality is, there are legal ways to reduce how much you pay in taxes. Different types of accounts, retirement plans, and investment strategies can help you lower your taxable income or grow your money more efficiently. You don't need to be an expert to take advantage of this. You just need to be aware that these options exist. Once you start understanding how taxes work, you can make smarter financial decisions. You can structure your income and investments in a way that allows you to keep more of what you earn, and over time, that can make a significant difference in your overall wealth. So when you put all of this together, you start to see the full picture. Money isn't complicated. It's just misunderstood. It's about knowing that your money loses value if it's not growing. It's about understanding the difference between saving and investing. It's about giving your money time to compound. It's about measuring your progress the right way. It's about using debt wisely. And it's about keeping as much of your money as possible through smart tax decisions. These 6 principles cover almost everything you need to know about personal finance. Everything else is just detail. If you understand these, you're already ahead of most people. And more importantly, you're in control. Because once you understand how money works, you stop reacting to it and you start using it. And that's what we focus on here at Sleek Capital. Not chasing money, but understanding it. Not guessing, but building with clarity. So the next time you think about your financial future, don't just ask yourself how to earn more. Ask yourself how to use what you already have more effectively. Because that shift in thinking is where everything begins. This video is for educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Always do your own research or consult with a qualified financial professional before making any investment or financial decisions.